So I have been in a losing streak for the majority of January. Week 1 plus 4R, week 2 break even, week 3 minus 4R. Losing streak was during that period, and week 4 I am up 4R again. So I've managed to go ahead and get myself out of my losing streak, and I've actually almost managed to end the month in 4R profit, which is amazing. I took this trade yesterday during the PM session. It made me around $11,000, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the breakdown of this trade, exactly what I was thinking during the session, and hopefully you guys can go ahead and learn something from this and implement it into your own trades. I took this trade on the US30, so let's go ahead and just look at the US30 specifically and go through my thought process. All right, so on the 15-minute time frame, we've got our AM session over here, we've got our lunch hour over here, and we've got our PM session over here. We had FOMC yesterday at 2 p.m. US time, so I was not looking to take a trade until after FOMC. Now initially I was anticipating that the market would go ahead and take out this high and this high over here, equal highs, and tap into this 4-hour OB right there. But instead what happened at FOMC is we had the market go ahead and dump towards the downside. We had our AM session low get swept right there just after lunch hour, but I'm looking for a sweep of the 115 candle on the 15-minute time frame before I look to take a buy. So this technically still does count as my lunch hour. So once the AM session got swept, we had our lunch hour low get created over here. Now this lunch hour low, I was looking for a sweep of that, and that's exactly what happened at FOMC. FOMC went ahead and took out this lunch hour low, and then FOMC also took out the previous daily low. So we had two major points of liquidity getting taken out at the same time. Instead of the sell side liquidity getting taken out and tapping into the 4-hour, we took out the buy side liquidity at the bottom, and then we had our lower time frame confirmations to take buys towards the upside. And let's go through these lower time frame confirmations. Dropping down to the 1 minute time frame, as you can see on the 1 minute time frame, we did in fact have, again just to reiterate, we did have a liquidity sweep of the AM session right there. Now this was before the 115 candle, so this is the 115 low. The 115 candle got swept right there. We then had the market push further downwards, taking out this previous day low right here. So we had 2 points of liquidity getting taken out after FOMC, and now from there I was simply looking for confirmations that would tell me that the market is pushing towards the upside. Now as you can see, we've got all of this bearish movement right there, but then suddenly we had this bullish pressure. We had a fair value gap, 1 2 3 candles, fair value gap right there. Our market structure shift after we took out this swing high over here. So we had our fair value gap, we had displacement, we had a market structure shift, and then the market went ahead and pushed further towards the upside. I placed my limits at the open of the fair value gap, stop loss was at the low, and take profit was as usual at 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. And as you can see, this one literally went ahead and tapped in, and in 1 2 3 4 5 minutes it hit TP, and within those 5 minutes I managed to make $11,000, as you can see right there. One thing I will highlight, we did in fact have a 4-hour fair value gap right here, and that in itself was a reason for me to not take the trade, but I decided to take the risk because I saw this as a good setup. I saw 2 major points of liquidity getting swept, and I was anticipating that this 4-hour fair value gap would get filled in during the AM session of New York. So potentially tomorrow or the day after, we go ahead and tap into this 4-hour and then potentially see buyers towards the upside, or we tap into the 4-hour order block above and then we see sells towards this 4-hour fair value gap below. That is what I was anticipating, and that's why I decided to take that risk and take this trade. Now this trade was of course called out live within my Discord. As you can see right here, I literally said taking the risks, limit placed. This was the trade right there, and then from there we had the market tap us in right there, and then from there we flew straight to TP. Beautiful delivery. Everyone ate out of this trade. As you can see, this guy posted his profits first. This was me. This guy passed his breakthrough capital phase 1 of that trade. This guy made $2,652 in 4 minutes. As you can see, this guy managed to pass his phase 1 Quanteco. And by the way, if you guys are interested in Quanteco, then go ahead and use the unlimited use code unlimited20 for 20% off all of their evaluations. Me personally, I've done around $76,000 in lifetime payouts from Quanteco, and I'm trying to go ahead and hit that 100k mark as soon as possible. So yeah, use code unlimited20 for 20% off. I've also linked them down in the bio, so make sure you go ahead and check them out. But yeah, these are all the profits from yesterday's trade. I might not trade any more of January. I am up 4R. I don't want to give my profits back to the market. I'd rather just wait for January to end, February to kick in, and I go full steam from February. But yeah, that was yesterday's trade. Beautiful delivery. $11,000 made on my 200k FTMO. It does not get any better than this. Very, very textbook setup. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope you guys can go ahead and implement this within your own trading, and hopefully you can get that first funded and become profitable and get consistent payouts. But anyways, we'll leave it there, and I'll see you guys on the charts.